Welcome back to another reaction, this time for Tune into the Midnight Heart. Last episode, we got introduced to our main character. He's searching for Apollo, joining the broadcasting club, and one of the four girls supposedly could be Apollo. So we will see how this continues. And essentially, he is going to try to make their dreams come true. Also, he did get confirmation that one of them is Apollo, but who, he doesn't know.
何これ早口言葉それはもうダメ早口言葉なら任せてありがとう助かるでも難しい言葉を
これはアポロからのメッセージ。校内放送を配信して私は放送部にいると。だがなぜ名乗り出ない。
I mean, it is clear why she's not showing herself, because you made a promise that you would go into showbiz or whatever together. She wanted to do something voice related, and she mentioned a bunch of potential things like actor, voice actor, VTuber, singer, commentator. And he was like, I'm going to learn about all of them, and I'm going to help you. And together we are going to be in whatever we want to be in, a professional setting. Now, these girls, apart from the singer, we have not heard yet. The other three are not doing well. They are somewhat amateur level at best. So they are most likely, they probably feel inadequate for what the promise was they wanted to keep.
クラブの入会方法を教えてくださいだってないですあるじゃんちなみに男子は NG ねそんなことしないよへえ男子ウェルカムなんだ
隠れるなら探し当てるまで。そして約束は果たす。
みんな仲良くが一番
俺はお前ら全員をプロにしてみせる。
無理やりまとめた
We fulfill our promise. Yep.
もう
Wait. Opening. Did I see opening? I did not. I do not remember opening. So let's see opening. Okay. I'm not a music guy, so now we did see a little bit more of the characters. We got in the opening a bunch of already shown scenes. We got to see some more unreal scenes. They are riding like a rocket and stuff, which are standing on top, which is interesting. But from the opening, it seems like that he's going to be everyone is going to like him or end up liking him, like a harem situation, which I could understand if he just, because he doesn't know who Apollo is. And he's going to have a hard time finding out. So what I assume he's going to decide is like, okay, if I can't pinpoint you, I'm just going to make you all professionals, and therefore I'm keeping my promise. Because one of you is Apollo, and whenever we are professional, maybe then she's going to show herself. And by doing that and being involved with all these characters, they are going to slowly but surely start liking him. That I feel like is where this goes. We will see.
健全な発声は健全な肉体から。
Why is there A in here again?
この早朝ランニングは君たちの光栄を一つ高い次元へと連れて行くだろう。
にしても
I never acknowledged that he was the alien, okay?
朝6時は早すぎでしょ。バカ、アイス食べたい。あのカモメなんか加えてるよ。
いやいや、あれは昨日取られた俺のイヤホンでは。
Well,
後ろ走りで誰よりも速いのキモいんだけど。
ご苦労。ウォーミングアップは以上だ。
心臓バクバクしてる。
おや
I find it interesting that all of them agreed to the training. I mean, yes, if you can believe what Oshinoko was saying, it is a good way to... I mean, you need stamina. Clearly, whatever you try to do, stamina is always one of the most important parts of your life. Because you need stamina for nearly everything. Or it is beneficial for nearly everything. Strength depends, speed depends, but stamina, if you want to be strong, you need a lot of stamina. If you want to be fast, you need a lot of stamina to use it effectively. And if you want to do a lot with your voice as well, especially as a singer, needs a lot of stamina. As a VTuber, I can see needing a lot of stamina. The announcer, definitely. The only one that may not need as much is maybe the voice actor. But also using your voice whenever you are somewhat weaker or exhausted, and training that you can still do voice acting essentially in that circumstance is going to be very beneficial for working.
不整脈かな。頻脈は緊張か興奮が原因だぞ。
こいつなんでノーダメージなの？ってそこじゃなくて、なんであんたがコーチ面してんの？まさか私たち全員をプロにするって本気なわけ？
無論本気だ。心配するな。俺は有言実行を具現化したような男。
かっこつけるな。
まあまあねねちゃん、私たちがちょっと怠けてたのは事実だし、みんなで体作りしようって話してたからちょうどいいじゃん。
そう思ったからネネも来たんでしょ？
にしてもプロとは大きく出たよね。なんでそんな本気なの？本当に完璧主義者ってだ。
We have still not heard anything about the singer. So that is a little bit questionable. I also don't really know if the author at this time was like, oh, I know who's going to be Apollo. Or if they are like, you know what? I just want 4 cute girls. And a guy, you know, all around this, using their voices. And at some point I'm going to decide who Apollo is. Maybe, maybe not. Maybe they are all Apollo. And they are doing they did the night stream one at a time. Who knows?
私たちは 君を信用していいのかな。
Eat the finger. Chomp on it.
ああ、俺ほど巨大な大船もないぞ。
根拠を言え、雑用。
いいだろう。まずその前に朝食だ。このまま店に向かおう。
それはちょっと。一旦部室に寄りたいなって。
僕も。
お前らどうした？
Well, why are they reacting like that? Because they want to eat? Is it because of the family restaurant?
なぜ逃げる？
汗かいたから着替えたいの。
Really? I mean, understandable, sure. Is it I believe it's only armpits. They don't really sweat in their armpits or stink. But if you don't really smell weird when you sweat, why would you care that much? Also, just next time, just have like your swimming suit and go into the water. I mean, it's probably cold. Never mind.
これを見てほしい。
これは？
お前たちの問題点と改善のための練習プログラム、および参考になる文献、資料、作品、個別に完璧にまとめてきた。
Pretty sure we never heard her sing, right?
これを見ただけでも俺の造形の深さがわかるだろう。
うわー、すっごい細かい。
I mean, we have heard her. She has a problem reading specific or narrating specific parts. She somehow gets caught. We have the Twin Tails girl who wants to be a voice actor. She has a problem of reading specific kanji or words. We also have the VTuber girl who the only thing we know is that she has these 1 minute live streams. So we don't really know if she has a problem yet. And I believe the singer we did not hear.
なんで私だけこんなにあるの？
漢字ドリル分だ。姫川はまず漢字を勉強しろ。
事務所のオーディション受けろって書いて。
Okay. Now, she doesn't really need to learn all the kanji if she can read the script beforehand. She could rewrite stuff or learn the kanji then and write like the katana, hiragana or whatever to help read them. I feel like. But it's probably useful to learn them, but kanji are a very weird idea. Now this, I mean, a VTuber agency is going to help you. They have a lot of benefits, but also a lot of negatives, depending on which one you choose. If you go with one of the big ones, Nichi-Sanji has a bunch of negative connotations. I don't know if they are all true. So I would be careful. Hololive instead has a pretty solid reputation. Now, they also have it seems like the most or the strictest form of contract. As example, you can't use your VTuber model for after if you decide to go away. You can't use your VTuber model. You can't keep the name. You can't really talk about what you did on Hololive. They are very strict. But I believe they pay for it at least. They are very supportive. On the other hand, I believe Nichi-Sanji is deducting the cost of the VTuber model from your pay. Again, there are a lot of other VTuber agencies and they are more niche or they are less known. The benefit of stuff like Hololive, Nichi-Sanji, these are very big names. People know them. they have a pretty big reach. You get a really strong start, especially Hololive. You get a really strong start to your VTuber career. Now, using that and bidding on top of that, that is your job then. But you get a really good boost. Meanwhile, the other agencies that are somewhat smaller, maybe some more niche, they don't give you that much of a boost. But they have more lax ideas about their contracts, as far as I know. They also have a more lax leadership, which is also good. Again, there are benefits, negatives. I believe it is more or less the norm that you can't really use your alter ego then. They trademark your name. You can watch the... I don't know which episode, but Oshinoko had in the last episode. They were talking about idols and what happens there, and you have a lot of restrictions. If you were to leave, you can't really take anything with you, which is quite disheartening. If you are with a company for like 5 years, you decide to leave and you can't take the experience into your next work, so to speak. At least not officially. And this seems to be the norm for VTuber agencies, at least the big ones. I don't know about the smaller ones.
ああ、アナウンサー入門コースか。私の目標関係3級なんだけど。リッカは路上ライブでオリジナルの CD50 枚を手売り。
そうだ。度胸も経験も積めるいい目標だ。
I mean, again, I don't remember hearing her sing much. I especially don't remember hearing anything negative about her. Because again, the other ones, apart from the VTuber who just did a minute, the other two had some problems you could identify.
どうした？
山吹くんはさ、楽器の経験ある？
ないな。強いて言うなら、湯上がりに口笛をたしなむが。
しすぎだろ。君は人前で演奏しながら歌うことがどれだけ勇気がいることか知ってる？
知らない。が、プロになりたいなら必修の道だろ。
I mean, he's not wrong. Ultimate goal, shot on the billboard.
緊張で手が震えたことくらいあるでしょ。
ない。山吹の血は緊張とは無縁だ。
緊張したことがない。
I feel like she's going to get really close to try to make him nervous. By trying, being somewhat flirty.
嘘つき。君って口だけだよね。
口だけ。
私、君の言うこと聞けないかも。
Okay. Interesting. I assumed she would try to prove to take the bluff there and try to get him flustered and therefore nervous. But seemingly she's like, you're full of shit, okay?
私、君の言うこと聞けないかも。
おい！
ああ、怒らせちゃったね。落ちこびだ、落ち
He's the only one eating. Rest are not eating, I guess.
こび。すみません。アイスください。
Never mind. By the way, it's like 8 in the morning. Just saying. Didn't we say this is like early in the morning? We're eating ice cream. I mean, I'm not judging. Eat ice cream whenever you want. Eat ice cream for whatever meal you want. You want to have ice cream for lunch? Be my guest.
井の花のやつ、何なんだ？
そりゃそうでしょう。あの子、自分で作詞作曲してるレベルなのに、楽譜も読めない口だけ野郎に、あれこれ言われたらムカつくでしょ。ムカつくでしょ。もう、ねねちゃん追撃しちゃダメ。でも事実だし。
あれ、 ブッキー消えた。
口だけこの山吹きが。
今の一言が膝に来てる。
なんというマッシブな暴言。こんな言葉姉と妹と母以外に言われたことない。
あらかた言われてるね。
Yep.
俺が口だけというからにはさぞ立派な音楽を奏でるのだろうな。どの程度か拝聴させてもらおうか。
I feel like she can't play an instrument. Or she's tone deaf. But yeah, we never
井
heard
ノ原立
her.
花の校内ライブは毎週水曜の放課後。場所は学校の中庭。女子ファンに阻まれて男子はなかなかライブを見ることができない。
Why are they... Wait, was she the one with the fan club? Or one of the other ones? But the female, the voice actress also has a lot of girls around here. It makes sense. I totally forgot. This was an all-girls school until recently, and they merged with some boys' school. It makes sense that they have like these female fan clubs and a lot of females around them. So yeah, it is. Is it hard for boys to get there? Not really. I feel like boys, especially at that age, they don't care too much about this unequal amount of boys and girls. But I don't know. I wouldn't care. If I were walking around there and I heard her sing and it sounded good, which so far I don't believe it would, I would just listen to that.
待ってくれてありがとう。
お、思ったよりオーディエンスが多い。
男子が来てるぞ。スケベな目でリカちゃんを見るな。
待て待て、俺は放送部だ。
何度やっても緊張しちゃうね。伝わってるかな。何度やっても緊張しちゃう。君に伝わってるかな。音外しても許してね。
I mean, how the story was presented at this point, she is the one who is interacting with him the most, who we have not seen at this point how well she's doing. And the story makes it seem like she could be the one. But I feel like the story writer did not really plan anyone specific to be Apollo. Maybe they had an idea, but they were like, you know, we will see who we going to choose at the end. Now, the only thing is that she did call him out on his, he never gets nervous. Now, I don't know if that is true. If that is maybe because she's Apollo and she knows he is putting up a front because they had these, not deeper, but more closer conversations as children. We will see. I mean, the problem would be if she's Apollo. Wouldn't she give herself away by doing this now? Right? So I feel like this is not Apollo.
走ってゆく走ってゆくまっすぐな想いがここにあるがむしゃらに描い
I never really thought about even the idea of the story that he's trying to find the girl he spoke to a couple years ago who that could have her voice changed because puberty. But also, of all the 4 girls, again, the VTuber is outside of that somehow because we did not really get as much on-screen time. But she has no real flaws, I would say. She seems to be doing well on the instrument front. She is doing well on the singing front. She's writing her own songs, which seems to sound pretty good. So we have one girl who is well on her way to be somewhat professional, depending on her luck and her effort. 2 girls who are more or less at the start of even learning and training, and 1 girl who is a VTuber that does 1-minute day streams. So she is the one that feels the most or the closest to what he would assume would be Apollo nowadays. I also don't know why you would have a problem singing in front of people. Maybe it's because these are all girls, but you could sell them CDs as well. That would count for the girl, right? But I'm assuming there's a difference between singing in front of them and singing in front of random people outside school.
イノハナの声にアポロの姿が見える。
Yeah, but that is for everyone, seemingly. Hers is the only one where you had a little bit more of a glimpse.
じゃあ次で最後かな。
Oh, so they said it's like a mini concert, so. Put a bit
もし
songs.
リクエストがなければ、たまには。
キンフリの新曲聴きたい。私も。
Hmm.
ダンスかわいいよね。リンカちゃんできる？うん、もちろん。
So she has new lyrics she wants to try, which also means she has like multiple songs and people like them. So again, she's the closest one to potentially be professional. I don't know what else you need to be. I mean, you probably need some luck, you need connections, yada yada. But at least she is at the starting line. While 2 of the other ones are still pre-training to be at the starting line.
なんで来たのかな。君には聞かれたくないのに。
Why not? Why not him? Why not him specifically? So he can't criticize your songs? Is that the point?
ありがとう。
またね。来週も楽しみ。
あ、口だけくんだ。
その呼び方やめろ。
私の歌聞きに来てたね。私に惚れちゃった？
ああ、素晴らしかったよ。感動した。謝らせてくれ。イノハナなら路上ライブも成功するさ。
そんなご機嫌取りしても君の言う通りには動いてあげないよ。じゃあね。
Is there something else going on?
あれ以来山吹くんライブ来ないな。
So weeks are gone by?
部活にも顔出してないし、やっぱり言い過ぎたよね。今度。
Yeah, this is one of those he is pulling strings behind your backs to make you a street concert, I guess. I'm assuming today is also a day where you do a street concert. It's daytime, it's not evening, it seems, or afternoon. So you go to your spot and there are going to be a bunch of people, I guess,
だよね
to listen to your
今度会
song.
ったら謝ろう
リッカちゃん出せお前呼んでねえんだよ
今日はこの山吹の初ソロライブに集まってくれてありがとう。
ふざけんなお前目当てじゃねえよちょいたくそギター売れ
I mean, that's a little bit unfair.
まだ1曲しかやってないのにそんな言う。お、井ノ原、久しぶりだな。
何知ってるの
何ってライブさ。お前言ったよな。この山吹を口だけの男だと。だからギターと歌の練習をこっそりしていたのだ。井ノ原に一泡吹かすためにな。
一泡吹かす
I mean, that is a pretty solid idea because if he can play the instrument, he can sing, then you can't call him all talk anymore.
それだけのためにギターの練習を
うん。
もう無茶するなごめんみんな言うのを忘れてたけど今日は彼と二人でライブするから
はっ、そんな急に言われても。
大丈夫好きに弾いていいから合わせてあげる
おお。
まあ私
You don't get to hear it, I guess. Okay.
のライブがめちゃくちゃだよ
すまない。
でどうだったさすがに緊張したでしょ心臓バクバクだった
前も言ったが、俺は緊張などしない。この山吹、ありとあらゆる修羅場を経験。心臓に毛どころか根まで張る始末。
またそういうこと言う本当に
ほんと。
ふん
何？急にお前。
He was listening to his heartbeat.
私
Heartbeat. Okay.
今日も用事あるから帰る
最近忙しいねいかがわしいことしてるんだ
そんなんじゃないです
おい待て。そんなんじゃ漢検3級も夢のまた夢だぞ。
その夢見てんのお前だけだろ
I mean, you don't really have a choice. You can't even read a freaking book. How are you supposed to do voice acting?
ねねちゃん最近付き合い悪いね
あれ
I see how this show is going to be built up. Okay.
は隠し事をしている人間の目だ。キリノの言う通り、いかがわしいことしてるんだろ
それはないよ大丈夫
う。なぜそう言い切れるんだ、うずき。
だって一目瞭然だからね
Boyfriend.
ねちゃんって嘘つくときはね
うずきはああ言っていたが。
Is she like learning in secret?
こんなところに呼び出してごめんなさい、
うん
隠れて練習をしてたのか。甘い
Sure, but she's not learning kanji.
た猫のような柔らかさと心地よさのある声。
あなたがいなくなってしまう前に
やはり懐かしさを感じる。
伝えたいことがあるのです
しかし肝心の演技が下手すぎるだろう。なんだその感情の入ってない芝居は。前聞いた時とは別物だって。
同調すんな変態
騎士恋。
今一番人気の漫画なのに知らないの騎士恋王女と一兵士の禁じられた格差恋愛が超エモいんだから
Okay. What she probably could do is a fan dub of like anime. I feel like that is a pretty good way to do something that, depending, instead of going for some work that is all the rage right now, go for something you really like and make a fan dub of that. This way you have like a recording you can listen back to if you want to, if you are psychologically strong enough. And you can improve, and you can also share that with other people, which could be good for being maybe scouted, maybe not. And it's good training.
戦いに敗れた兵士に駆け寄る王女。抱きしめたいけど周りに2人の関係がバレてはいけない。だから王女は土を払うふりをして甲冑越しにそっとキスをするの。
姫川はこういうのが好きなのか。
顔
わかるか、この肌の張りが。
近いんだよバカ。
オーディション。
練習するから出てって。
受けるのか。
I mean, that is a pretty big goal. But yeah, you should train with someone else. In these cases, if you try to get better at something, you need someone outside to give you some feedback. Feedback, very important. Especially early on, so you can remedy any wrongdoings as quickly as possible before they get ingrained. So having him listening to it, or someone else for that matter, someone who is honest and not just going to glaze whatever you do, I feel like it's a good way to get better instead of trying in secret.
練習するから出てって。
受けるのか。
関係ないからほっといて。
関係あるから放っておかない。俺はお前たちをプロにすると約束したからな。
そんなこと頼んだ覚えは。
俺は中学の修学旅行でおねしょをした。
は？
歯医者で痛みのあまり失禁したこともある。
急に何？
兼業要求。
Read myself from pain at the dentist. I don't want to be in pain whenever there's a medical procedure, so no thank you.
こともある。
急に何？
兼業容器がオーバーフローして怒られたこともある。
膀胱の便がガバガバなんじゃないの？
お前だけに恥は欠かせないさ。どうだ、少しは話しやすいだろ。
I thought you don't get nervous. Maybe embarrassment, nervousness doesn't equate.
受けるわよ。でもないんだもん。
え？
私お付き合いしたことないから。
So our boy is going to offer being your boyfriend, I guess?
告白なんてできないもん。
なんだそんなことか。
こっちは真剣なんだけど。
経験がないなら経験すればいい。山吹家の家訓その23だ。ねえねえ、俺と付き合おう。
I did not believe he would do it. But sure. I mean, it is understandable these girls were in an only all-girls school. Presumably, it started from elementary school, so they never had contact with boys too much. So it makes sense that she may not have a boyfriend at this point.
何って兵士が王女に告白するシーンだが、今日から俺が兵士、お前が王女だ。オーディションまでの間、恋人として過ごして役になれればいい。
絶対嫌だ。
オーディションはいつだ
？3週間後だけど。
ほう、そうか。姫川にとってたかだか3週間も我慢できない程度の夢だってわけだ。さっきの熱い作品語りは偽りだったんだな。
I mean, he's not wrong. If this is your dream, you would want to take any chance you can get. Playing lovers, you know, it doesn't really help that much. But he should take the part of the prince. There's someone to play off of. Really?
彼氏 なんていらないって言ってたのに。
姫、風が心地よいことこの上ないですね。
そうですね。
おっと、姫、大丈夫ですか？
私は何も。
ヒールが折れてしまいましたね。さあ、私の背中に。
I feel like he's trying to play the book, and this happened in the book, and he's trying to reenact the scenes.
こいつ漫画を完コピしてる。このまま3週間ストーリー通り行動するつもり？この漫画の最終回ってキスシーンまでやるつもり？
I mean, in for a penny, in for a pound, right?
何それ？そういう仲だったの？顔怖いけど。はい、
月がき
Man, lover, yeah.
綺麗ですね。
ドドンテンだけど。ねえ、今スカートなんだけど。
原作だってそうだろう。大丈夫だ。
Yeah, I don't know. You don't have the strength.
全然甘くない。
そのセリフは原作にないだろう。全く恋人って雰囲気ないけど。むしろ言い争い増えてない？
もっと心ごめんかい。
お前相手じゃこもらんわ。まあまあ、つまりそれだけ二人の距離が近くなったってことじゃない？
I mean, true. It does. Which is a little bit weird because it's not that romantic, but they are more open with one another. They are more comfortable with one another.
いよいよ明日がオーディションだな。原作を完全再現した3週間だったが、どうだ、理解が深まったか？
知らない。
So we do the kissing scene, I guess?
王女が体験するイベントは大体やった。ボート乗ったりアーンもしたし、お姫様抱っこも。残すは最終回のキス。マジでこのままだとキスするぞこれ。
I mean, do you want to?
どうしよう、今唇
Oh, you do.
荒れてるし。まさか初めから指導にかこつけてキスしたいだけなのでは？ああ、やだやだ。これだから男。
I mean, who are you calling disgusting? You are the one who had the idea. You had the idea from the very beginning. So you are worse than a boy? And quite frankly, boys don't do the long game that much. It's most of the time boys are in for the short game.
取りこぼしはないはずだが。
いや、さすがに私も分かった。こいつは本気で私のことを考えてくれた。
Now, we have to acknowledge that he did not have the little flashbacks at this point for her. At least in this little arc. So maybe she is not as close to Apollo as the singer is.
私よりも原作を読み込んで完璧に主人公を演じてくれた。私の演技も相当上達した。
よし、あとは。
ほら、言うんでしょ。最後はキスの練習だな。
You are the one that is going off on the kissing scene.
ムカつくけど練習だから。しょうが
Sure. Sure.
ない。
姫川。あとは本番に備えて休んでくれ。
キスシーンの練習は
するわけないだろ。
散々恋人ずらしといて。
そういうのは本当に好きな相手にとっておけ。
悔後悔しろ。
俺はバカではない。首席合格だぞ。
I do like that. That is a nice reply. I'm not stupid. I got top scores on my exams. Yes, yes, you do. But you are still stupid.
首席合格だぞ。
大バ
おい、姫川。自信を持て。お前なら受かる。
She's not. She's going to do well, I assume. We did not hear any of the improved voice acting, but she's most likely going to do well. Is she going to be chosen? I assume not. Especially if the manga is such, if it is as famous and, you know, loved as she is claiming, then there's going to be a lot of competition, and there are some people who are going to be better, mostly because they have more experience.
カ。ほんの1ミリだけだから。
ん
この3週間、ほんの1ミリだけ楽しかったかも。
それは何より。頑張れ。
落ちた。
I mean, what do you expect? She is a newcomer, she is very young, she doesn't really have any experience in voice acting. Even if she did a good performance, she had to have been better than everyone else to stand a chance. Because if she's similarly skilled, or her performance is similarly as good as someone who is in the scene for a long time, it is going to be a hard choice for her, or choice for going for her, because there are so many potential downfalls. The only upside is to maybe not pay as much money, but you are betting a lot on her being able to perform on that level for extended periods of time, instead of taking a veteran who you know is doing a good performance.
なぜだ。カリキュラムは完璧だったはず。
ネットによると原作者がお気に入りの子ご利用ししたんだって。
そんなことが。いや、この事態は想定できたはずだ。すまない。俺がもう少し。
I see the helmet scene. Yeah. The question is, did she at least get like feedback? Feedback in today's world is very rare, especially if you try to find a job and you send out a lot of applications. It is rare to get like feedback, to be like, yeah, it's most of the time it's like, yeah, we chose someone else, have fun, or we are not searching for someone, haha. Instead of having like, yeah, your skills are not good enough, we are searching for someone with more experience. It is rare to have those types of feedbacks. I mean, some of them you can't post, because then you would be open for liability. Maybe that is why you don't really get feedback, which is sad, because you never really know what you do wrong. You can send 100 applications, you don't really get a job, and you are like, what am I doing? Is it my application? Is it how I write? Is it my cover letter? What exactly is the point that is wrong?
戦いに敗れた兵士に駆け寄る王女。
I hope she got some feedback, like, you're doing good, we chose someone else though, but stay in voice acting for the future.
抱きしめたいけど周りに2人の関係がバレてはいけない。だから王女は土を払うふりをして甲冑越しに
I feel like he's
そっ
asleep.
とキスをするの。
今何かしたか。
別に私もう帰るね。
For a moment I thought maybe someone else saw what she did.
いや待て。今俺にキスしただろ。息のかかり方、姿勢で分かったぞ。シチュエーション的にお前が超エモいと言っていたシーンの再現か。今の行動。
He's going to say something stupid.
間違っていたらすまないが、姫川、お前、俺のこと。
Never mind. I did not assume he would ask that
好
outright.
きなのか。
せっかく慰めてやったのに調子乗んなバカ大嫌いどうしたの？山吹くん？男子が放送室で片膝つくダメージを負うことある？
PK 外したの？
この山吹、愚かしいうぬぼれで思い切り嫌われてしまった。
I like that he asked. I mean, this is already a lot more communication than a lot of other romances had. Where he's like, hey, I may be wrong, but are you interested in me? This way we at least have we don't really have the, oh, is she not? He asked, she said no. So he doesn't have to dream about her potentially liking him. You know, she at least said she doesn't like him. That's already more than most MCs have done in these types of stories.
ま、大嫌いは嘘だと思うよ。
Oh, because of the ear thing.
ほら、前にも言ったでしょ。一目瞭然だって。ねねちゃんって嘘つくときはね。
Nice. So she doesn't hate him. Not necessarily meaning that she likes him. Okay. I mean, we got a little bit. First episode was a blanket introduction. This episode we spent a little bit time with the singer, a little bit time with the voice actress. Next episode is most likely going to be the anchor and the VTuber. The VTuber is going to be interesting because that is the only other character we have not seen be bad yet. So that is going to be interesting. But so far it's, you know, not that bad, I would say. Not that bad. We will see if there is going to be more about the romance part. Additionally, we still have not had oh, he sees Apollo in her, in the voice actress one, at least in this arc. Meanwhile, the one with the singer had a bunch of it. So maybe we are slowly but surely honing in on the one that is potentially Apollo. And as I assumed it would happen, he's trying to get them all, help them all in their professional pursuit. And they are slowly but surely going to like him. Okay. Definitely like the ending more than the opening.